What's up, y'all? Big Red here, coming at you another Fallout 76 video on the channel. Hope my fellow vault duos out there thriving and surviving in the wasteland. It's gonna be a little remix edition. We give shouts out to Christian Toast 3068. He was paying attention to the health bar in the last video we did with the best legendary packs for the shredder, and it looked like even though the numbers were the same, like the health bar was going down quicker. I looked at it and just further testing. There's some different interesting results, and so I'm gonna remake this video, and I'm gonna include some other stuff in it, but all the new stuff will be at the beginning. So if you've already seen it, you'll get all that in the beginning. I'll put some timestamps up, so if you want to skip stuff. But this weapon is so OP right now in the game, and it's so also finicky. It's very different. It has its own set of rules, and I've just been really testing a lot, trying to really narrow it down, and because I kind of did botch it a little bit, and I admit to that. But I thank y'all for y'all's patience. Thank you for my subscribers, man, tuning in and watching. So we'll do several different levels of strength outside power warmers. We can go negative outside power warmer, and then we'll compare them all and really show what's happening with strength. But first, before we get into it, we're going to show just the effects of what the most important mutation you need to have with the shredder is going to be twisted muscles. All the rest of them are, they do help you, Bones does help you your fall speed, and gives you a little extra agility. It does hurt your strength though. You don't have to be carnivore because it doesn't go off of carnivore buffs, but carnivore buffs are easy to get in your camp. You got camp generators. That's why I'm running carnivore, because all the AP buffs you get are easy to get right there in your camp. So eagle eyes, that helps your like your pepper shaker, when you use a little bit of heavy guns with some VATs. Herd mentality gives you +2 to all your sprite. Now I got -2 not on team, because that's on purpose, so we can have minus strength. But I'll give you extra to your special. Marsupials for your jumping. You definitely want that though. Carry weight. Speed demon for reloading and for movement speed. That's definitely necessary. Talons is not. Honestly, Blastope is not. I just have those on there. But twisted muscles is. So we're going to do a run without twisted muscles, and then we'll take a serum and show you the difference, how big of a difference it is. So first thing in mutations is really affecting your damage. It's going to be twisted muscles. All right. Let's make sure. Oh, and this again.
All right.
Because it just deserves a little more justice. And like I said, I apologize for missing some things.
That's
and
where most of your damage is going to come from in your perk loadout. The rest of the combination to run with a heavy gun, pepper shaker for crippling, or any other heavy gun you want to throw in there. Party boy, you can replace the $9 deal. I just got it for the whiskey we're going to take. Stabilize does interact with the shredder and with your heavy gun. All your onslaught perks for your heavy gun, enforcer for your pepper shaker. One gun army interacts with both pepper shaker and your shredder. Clear criticals for your pepper shaker. Faulty spots does help you. Now, so this ain't a perfect build. I'm still in the middle doing some unarmed stuff, but I just want to show you that that's what the loadout is, what most important perk cards are.
I give a shout out to Christian for pointing out what that very fact. So that's what it's about, being in the community, and about, ooh, look at me, I'm so good. It's about us together, Sometimes I could be ahead with information, and sometimes you get more information I need. We're gonna take one overdrive just to get us out of feral state. We don't want to be in feral state. We'll make sure our coffee is ready. We'll just do this a few cups of coffee.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activated.
All right. I promise to get off the shredder after that. This was me, my last video with the shredder. A cup of coffee. Get chilled down. I can get it first try. Sometimes you do, sometimes I don't. Alright, there we go. We got enough goo. We're going to use this. Let's not use that one. Use this one. 1245. So you see what we're getting there without twisted muscles.
Security zone. Take shelter.
Let him do his thing. Alright. So that's without twisted muscles. Now let's take us a serum. Twisted muscles. So now we have twisted muscles going. As you can see, we didn't have any other. There's nothing else. We got no buffs going, no extra strength or nothing like that. We just got AP buffs. Now we got twisted muscles on. I know it says 25% melee damage, and but the interaction is not that. It's pretty significant, and with the limb damage, with the shredder, it is more than meets the eye. It's like damage numbers doesn't always mean what they are in Bethesda. The card don't always mean what it is. That's why it does take testing, a lot of testing, and sometimes retesting. Let's just do a couple more. Like I said, I feel like I probably hasn't been my best weapon type review, build review in a while, but it's because this weapon is so different, and the way it interacts with radioactive strength does make it even more different. Alright, let's drop our ammo. Should have changed weapons, but I didn't. There we go. Alright, the pepper checker we're using is just the Furious with limb damage, action point calls. We got a conductor to help with AP calls, hex barrel for weapon speed, standard magazine because regular shotgun bullets help more, do better with crippling. And what we're testing with is anti-armor, bash damage, +3 strength, pinpointers, which doesn't really matter. The first star don't matter if you got stabilized in power armor, which you'll see that if you haven't seen the video, you will see that here in a second.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel.
Alright, let's get in, listen to those clicks, make sure you don't get caught up. Let's get our copy. It's only a few. There we go. Give me the same shredder. Look at that. 300 difference. That is not 25%. That is not. The interaction with twisted muscles and shredder with the bash damage is, I can't explain it. I just know it's more. I don't know. It's the way the shredder interacts with twisted muscles. And you would think it wouldn't count because the other things don't affect the shredder. Let's say melee damage, like your tasty dish or your feral damage. It says melee damage, but twisted muscles does very much so. I know it does. I didn't realize how much it does. Being a ghoul with radioactive strength, it's insanely amount. That's 300. You add that up going that fast, pretty significantly. All right, let's get out of our power armor now. So we showed twisted muscles. That's the first thing that does really affect your damage. Next thing we're going to do, let me back up a little bit. Next thing we want to do is our strength. Right now we got -6 strength. That's what we're going to start with. And then we're going to take different levels of strength up, but we're going to stay out of our power armor so we keep it consistent. We can level up easier that way. So we'll be comparing just to strength. All right, let's do it. Let's get our power armor back out. And if we're using our anti-armor, then we will basically get the same as being a power armor will stabilize, which you'll see that in a minute. If you never watched the video, we do compare some of that stuff. Alright, and I didn't switch my weapon again because I'm too busy talking, so that's okay. We will drop this ammo. Okay, you can't have ammo for your shredder. And we'll reload a pepper shaker. And we will hit the button. Alright, here we go. Got our coffee, we'll take a few of those. Alright. Don't really need it because you don't have no time limit when you're going against the Guardian, so I mean, I'm trying to do it for video's sake, just to speed it up as fast as I can. Oh, he almost knocked me off here. He tried to, didn't he? Alright, now, there we are, switching back to our shredder. 1591. -6 strength. These numbers jump around sometimes. I've had to be 1600 doing with minus strength. I've had to be 1550 on any shredder. So I do sometimes get some jumping numbers. It ain't always a 1600. Alright, so there we go. That is minus strength. Now, let's get our strength up a little bit. We're going to change armors, and we're going to put on some torn that have +2 strength on it. +2 strength. And all the pieces I'm going to put on besides the chest piece. I don't want the effect of torn. I don't want somebody thinking torn is giving it more, but a little bit of bleed damage it gets, which ain't a lot, but. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3. What am I missing here? Okay, now we're right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now our strength is 10. So we're going to do it with the strength of 10 and see what it does. And of course, I just can't remember to do this when I'm recording to save my life. Let's get rid of that. No ammo for the shredder. It's insane how powerful this weapon really is. I do believe it probably will get a nerf, but they'd have to rework some stuff. Whoa. You have to rework some stuff in order for that to happen, because it is bash damage on the radioactive strength. It does say bash damage, and that's the damage you get from the shredder. Alright, let's take his shield down. Now I'm going to the same shredder. 1613. I still like that. It's affecting it, but I've gotten that with negative strength. Of course, right now you're not seeing that, but I promise you. But it did look like it went by a little quicker. We will compare them though. Alright, now let's do another level of strength to see. Let's get off of here though. Alright, now let's do it with more strength. Let's collect this. Let's take a Deathclaw Wellington. That brings us to 13 strength. Then let's take a whiskey. We should have more strength than that though. That's 13 strength. Let's cancel out Eagle Eyes and Bare Bones. Now we're at 21 strength. Let's take a whiskey. We're at 27 strength. So I guess it's 2 levels, negative to 10 to 27. Alright, let's do this. I thought about putting taking a psycho buff, but it would also increase damage, or haven't tested that to know how it really interacts.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel.
We know these are all just strength bonuses, so a little bit of coffee. All right. Yes, this shredder is definitely got its own set of rules. There we go. Same shredder. 1602, so that's less than the other one had 1613 with 10 strength. It did seem like the bar was going down a little bit quicker. That's why the numbers ain't always what they seem on the weapon card. They ain't always what they seem whenever we're seeing them in live game action. Looking at the bar is what we need to do. And shouts out again to Seth, to Christian Seth, for pointing that out. All right, now let's compare them. And then, so you always saw how Twisted Muscles reacts. Now we're going to see its strength. And then the rest of the video will be already, if you've already watched the video with the best effects for Shredder, it'll be remixed into it. So if you don't want to continue watching it, but continue watching to see the comparison, and then we'll go into the legendary effects. Do appreciate y'all's patience, and yeah, let's get right into it.
Okay, I was wrong. Look, we had to start off where I did. I slowed everything down because the 10 strength didn't start hitting its yellow numbers until a little bit later. But this is slowed down. In real life, it don't seem as much, but wow, what a difference. Strength does matter. I was wrong. I thought it did. I made a video, somebody said something, and I was like, man, I do really test it. When I looked at the numbers, I wouldn't pay attention to the bar. So then we're all human, and I just say, my bad. You know, it does matter. Where the more strength you have, the more damage you're going to have. But this thing is so insane that even if you don't got whiskey or psycho buffs to pop, you're still going to be able to put some serious DPS down on anything. But the higher your strength, the more damage you're going to have. So that was proven wrong, and like I said, my bad, I'm sorry. And that's why we're a community, and I listen to y'all. So any input you put, I'll listen to it. Yeah. So if you already seen the video, you can keep watching. You want to watch it again? If not, the rest will be the remix, and it'll be, now we're going into legendary effects. We'll have a one with Earl testing what is the best first star and 4 stars on your shredder. It has, with being a ghoul, it does kind of change things. It's 967, 1051, so it's pretty consistent there. Some of the yellow numbers, 1051. It is just shredding right through. All right, let's change over to the bullies. As long as we got our glow, we're gonna get the same damage. All right. Bullies 680, 649. So you see the bullies is 700. Getting a lot less. Alright, bullies is getting a lot less. Let's go with a vampires. Vampires 700. It's getting the same as the anti-armor of the bullies. Getting the same.
Let's put a little more goo on. We don't want to run out. Alright. Now let's do troubleshooters. It's getting the same. They're still getting really good damage. It's getting the same, 700. Let's get him down halfway. So, alright, past that W. It's still shredding him. Look at that. Alright. Let's get a little more goo. Now let's switch over to the executioners. Come on, we don't have enough, Earls have enough health to do the whole test. We'll have to go see the robot. So 700, we're not getting no more executioners either. So like I said, it doesn't matter really what the star is. The only one that was getting more damage is the pinpointers. Pinpointer seems to be the key to bring it over the top. Let's make sure we got the right one. Okay. Not a problem. Look at that. Earl goes down. So super quick. So OP. So now real quick, let's do this. Let's take off stabilize. We saw how stable and see how it works without stabilize but we're going to use our anti-armor. Alright. Let's drop our ammo. Get out. Got myself backwards here all day. Well, of course, I didn't remember to do it. I keep telling you I'm gonna remember, but let's get our copy ready.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating defense system.
Just too busy talking to remember to switch my weapon right now. You'll have a little bit of, give me a little bit of grace if you could. Alright, here we go. No stabilize. We'll see what we get with our anti-armor. There we are. 1602, no stabilize. So that just shows you reverse right there from being outside power armor with stabilize to being in power armor without no stabilize. With the anti-armor, you're not gonna get any more armor penetration.
But you do get the plus 10 strength, and you do get the tankiness and survivability of power armor. So it's really up to you. With power armor, you get the 10 strength, and then if you add plus 2 strength on your armor pieces, that's another 10 strength. So you actually get more being in your power armor base strength from being a power armor than being a regular armor. But anti-armor would be the way to go outside power armor.
Now we'll switch over and we'll do it with vampires with no power armor. I mean, with no stabilize. Switch over weapons. Alright, get our coffee ready.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating defense system.
We'll add a little more glue. A little more gooey goo. But I found being that much goo is we still have enough. We're at that 90%. A little bit above it. I should have waited. What was I doing? Talking. Let's redo it. Reload. Now we got him down. Now we're going to look to our vampires with no stabilize. 1457. So you see we're losing about 150 off our damage. Oh, now we lost our glow. So you see a big difference not having no glow. Alright. So we're about 150 difference whenever we have not having stabilized, so that's what you'll be losing if you want to go outside your power armor. Without an anti-armor, like I said, with your vampires, you lose about 150 damage on it. Alright, last little test will be, all these weapons we've been using have accelerated barrel. And I showed this in the last video, but I want to show it again because someone tried to argue with me saying accelerated barrel doesn't give you any more damage, but it does. I do have one with a standard barrel right here, and we'll take off this one and we'll put on that one. We'll drop our ammo and show you the difference with this, with the let's put back on stabilize though. Yes. Just to be on the safe side, I don't want any confusion on anything. We didn't have to, but we went ahead and do it anyway. Alright. This is the last thing I know that really affects your damage with your shredder is let's pop one overdrive for the pipe. Help her break the shield down.
Activating defense systems.
Alright, here we go. We got him down, just to show you, this is the standard barrel. Standard barrel. That's what we're getting with the standard barrel. That's anti-armor. With bash damage, standard barrel. We're losing by almost 200. I mean, right at 200, not having accelerated barrel on. Then just do last run. You know, y'all probably getting tired of seeing me kill the same thing over and over. Just reload. Last run would be, we'll just use a regular anti-armor. Take this one off. This one has accelerated barrel on it, bash damage. Alright. There we are.
Alert. Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating defense system.
Let's get in here. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I haven't figured out why accelerated barrel is giving you more damage. I just know it does. Reload. Oh, I didn't change my ammo. There we go. Look at that. Look at the difference. That's even a higher damage jump than the other ones. Alright. That's the difference between having accelerated barrel and not having accelerated barrel. It's crazy, I know it. It don't make no sense, but it does give you more damage. Not because it's exactly spinning faster, but because, well, I don't know.
But if you do know, leave something in the comments, and that's how we got to the remix edition of this video, because shouts out to Christian again for pointing out that the damage wasn't adding up. We were getting more damage with more strength, but it wasn't, the numbers weren't showing that. It's a very peculiar weapon. Just like how the accelerated barrel. I mean, why does it interact the way it does? I don't know, but it does. How much twisted muscle really makes a difference, even though it says melee damage and other melee buffs don't work with the shredder. So yeah, it is a very unique weapon. No build required. Very with the right ingredients, with twisted muscles, with strength, with basher and radioactive strength in your perk loadout, and make sure you got glow. Stabilized if you don't have an anti-armor, if you're not in power armor, and the accelerator barrel. All those things together means that you're going to dominate the wasteland and shred through everything. And you gotta have at least basher as your second star to really get to maximize your damage and make it OP. And first star really don't matter. You've shown that. Vampires for tankiness, survivability, but anti-armor if you're outside power armor, but other than that, it don't really matter. And for your 4-star, you pinpointers, you want to get that multiplicative damage to put it over the top. That will give you all that you need with those ingredients. Wow, just what an OP weapon. I mean, you do have to be a ghoul. That's one negative thing. You don't want to be a ghoul, but it is. I mean, you just melt through things like butter. I'd like to know your thoughts on it. You played with it yet? Do you have one yet? If you don't, remember, you can always use the Foundation Visions. Check out my beginner's guide for OP Raider build with Foundation Visions. But if you don't, I would make you one. Just PM me. I'll hook you up. Everybody should be able to taste what the Shredder can do in the Wasteland. Very fun weapon, very unique. With all that being said, hope y'all thrive and survive out there in the Wasteland. That's Big Red. I'll see you in the next one.